James Martin once revealed the ideal country he would like to retire in, and there have been other hints about a possible move away from the UK. James Martin is one of the most famous celebrity chefs in Britain, but could he quit the country for somewhere new? The popular TV star once revealed the place he will probably retire in, and there have been various hints about his love for one country in particular. Before becoming a well-known and highly acclaimed chef, James started his career by learning his trade in France. It was the country where he became passionate about all things food. Growing up in North Yorkshire, he had his first holiday to France when he was 7, and would travel there because his father had a wine importing business. As such, his dad used to take him to Saint-Émilion, a village near Bordeaux. And speaking about the food, he remembered, it was stuff I'd never seen before, woodcock stews with the head and beak, and the guy next to you would cut the head in half and pick out the brain. You had to eat it. There was nothing else. I thought it was fantastic. Despite being limited in the language, he eventually found himself working in a 2-star Michelin restaurant in Saint-Émilion when he was just 13 years old. It was there he was awarded his first chef's jacket and set of knives. Less than a decade later, he became the head chef at Bistro du Vin in Winchester before opening his first restaurant called the Leeds Kitchen in 2011. He is now famed for his TV work like James Martin's Saturday Morning on ITV and BBC's Saturday Kitchen. James is also the owner of pubs and restaurants, including the Lygon Arms and the Kitchen at Chewton Glen, meaning a move abroad may be tricky. But Chris Millenship, who hosted James at his BB in Dordogne, says his love for France has never left. And speaking to Complete France, he answered, James actually said to me, I wouldn't mind having a place like yours and doing 50 meals a day. You can see that the call of France is still there. He's got a lot of fond memories of France. I think he's got to make the move to France. You've got to, otherwise you regret it. James has spoken before about how his love of France is no secret, and he reeled off his favorite things about it on the Travel Diaries with Holly Rubenstein. Asked about the parts of France that resonate with him, he said, I think really probably the middle, an area called Saint-Paul-de-Vence. That's probably where I'm gonna be retiring. Wherever you go in France, there is just a uniqueness in terms of food. It is such an important part of their life, it is the forefront of what they are. Italy, it is fashion and food, probably fashion first, whereas France is just about the food. I love their ethos that you have to have a butcher's and a fishmonger's and a boulangerie, and it all has to be in that village, and they keep it and they look after it. He continued, they are very, very supportive of individual suppliers, individual producers, never will you find usually 2 bakers side by side. When you go to a French market, there is a guy selling cod and then there will be a guy selling langoustine. Very rarely do you get 2 people selling the same thing at that market. He said, I've worked in France, and I know a lot of suppliers of cheese in the UK, so I thought a cheese recipe book would be quite a fun thing to do. There are recipes in the book that certainly bring back memories of when I was in France. I went through my little French biog of places that I've been to. And sharing his cheeseboard tips, he added, I love a Comté as a hard cheese. The French look at Comté like we look at our cheddar. It's the biggest selling cheese in France, and it's aged similar to our cheddar.